Hello, welcome to Levant TV Headlines. The World Food Programme has launched a social media campaign to raise the $64 million needed to help feed nearly 1.7 million refugees after donors failed to honor cash pledges. Saudi Arabia has executed a Syrian convicted of drug smuggling, bringing to 75 the number of locals and foreigners beheaded in the kingdom this year, despite international concerns. The head of the Al-Azhar, Sheikh Ahmed Al-Tayyib, has condemned barbaric crimes committed by the Islamic State, saying they are acting under the guise of religion. Iran has refused to confirm or deny if its fighter jets had struck Islamic State group militants in eastern Iraq in recent days, as reported by the Pentagon. At least one person has been killed and 17 wounded after a car bomb struck the residence of Iran's ambassador in Yemen, where Tehran is accused of backing Shiite militias. Now let's take a look at the top headlines in today's newspapers in the Middle East. The Egypt Independent leads Middle East news reporting that Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry revealed an anticipated visit by Russian President Vladimir Putin at the beginning of the new year, saying that Egyptian-Russian ties are historic and based on mutual interests. The paper also reports that the head of Al-Azhar, one of the most prestigious centers in Sunni Islam learning, has condemned barbaric crimes committed by the Islamic State group in Iraq and Syria. From Beirut, the Daily Star leads reporting that Prime Minister Tamam Salam says Lebanon will reconsider its decision to join the US-led coalition against ISIS in the light of the outcome of today's coalition meeting. The paper also reports that Lebanon will renew its focus on Lebanese expatriates, Foreign Minister Gibran Bassil pledged, while acknowledging that the government had not paid enough attention to the community. The UAE's Khalij Times leads reporting on the National Day anniversary celebrations, which took place at the grandstand of Abu Dhabi National Exhibition Centre, marking the establishment of the Federation 43 years ago. The paper also reports that US President Barack Obama is expected to nominate former Pentagon official Ashton Carter as US Defense Secretary. Now let's have a look at the top Middle East headlines from papers here in London. The Guardian leads Middle East news reporting that Iraq's Interior Ministry has said a woman detained by Lebanese authorities was not the wife of the Islamic State leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, but the sister of a man convicted of bombings in southern Iraq. The spokesperson said Saima Dulaimi was part of a group of female detainees freed in exchange for the release of a group of nuns captured by Islamic rebels in Syria. The Independent leads Middle East news reporting that an Egyptian court has sentenced almost 200 people to death for a violent attack on a police station last year during the riots that ousted President Mohamed Morsi. The sentencing comes shortly after an Egyptian court in Cairo ruled on a procedural technicality that saw charges against former President Hosni Mubarak dismissed. Also from London, The Telegraph reports that Israel's next general will take place on March 17, general elections. The country's MPs decided a day after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu virtually assured the death of his own government by sacking two key ministers. The date was fixed by political faction leaders ahead of a parliamentary motion tabled today to dissolve the Knesset. Now let's have a look at international papers. Germany's Deutsche Welle leads reporting that US Secretary of State John Kerry, speaking at the beginning of a meeting of foreign officials in Brussels, said that an international coalition against the Islamic State militant group would most likely need to exist for years. Kerry's comments came after the Pentagon announced overnight that Iranian fighters' jets had struck ISIS militants in eastern Iraq. And finally, the International New York Times reports that the State Department's top official on human rights, Tom Malivonsky, is planning to return to Bahrain today, nearly 5 months after he was ordered to leave. Bahrain's foreign ministry demanded that Mr. Malivonsky cut short a visit to the country, complaining that he had violated, quote, conventional diplomatic norms after he met with the leader of Al-Wifaq, the country's largest opposition party. And for more updates, please visit Levant.tv. Thanks for watching and be sure to join us again, and bye for now.